So yesterday I dropped my phone on the screen crack, so I did not record a video. And then I want to record a video for today, but it will be the last video of the week, because until next Monday, there is the New Year, Jewish New Year. There is Shabbos. Tomorrow's the Erev Jewish New Year, where we prepare for that. And Sunday there's Tzom Gedalia. Really, Tzom Gedalia is right after the New Year, but since we have Shabbos, we don't fast on Shabbos, so it's on Sunday. Fast of Gedalia. It's really like when the actual exile truly started. And then I'll be and I'm going away. I'm going out of town for this, so I'll be back on Monday. You'll see me again then after the next video. So I want to share from chapter 60 in kitzur shulchan aruch. This is about phenomenal sights. So we make a blessing on, basically, we bring God in to our phenomenon. Upon seeing a fruit tree in bloom, we say Baruch Atah Hashem, which is our master, really. Elokeinu melech haolam asher. So from now on, I'm going to say it once for the sake of this. Every time I say Hashem, we really say Adonai. Adonai means my master. And Elokeinu is really Elo and then Heinu, but we put the K instead of the H in order to not say God's name casually, even though these are more like lesser terms than the original Tetragrammaton. It became a condition of the tradition. So Melech Haolam, King of the world, blessed are you, Hashem, or my master, our highest power, our God, the King of the world. Shaloch Yisar be'olamai klum uvara vo barios tovos ve'ilanos tovim le'ihanos bahem b'nei adam. So basically, our God, King of the universe, or King of the world, who caused nothing to be lacking in his universe, and he created in goodly creatures and goodly trees to give mankind pleasure therewith. When we see a meteor shower, shooting stars flashing across the sky from one place to another in a brilliant streak, comet, or a comet with a bright tail streaming behind it, or earthquake, hurricane, lightning, great seas, tall mountains, famous for their great height, we say, Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Osem Aseh Bereshis, which is, blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who makes the work of creation. On hearing thunder after lightning is flashed, we can add, Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Shekocho ugevraso malei olam. Blessed you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, for strength and first power, and his power fill the universe. When we see a rainbow, we say, Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, Zochar bris ve'inem v'naman v'kayim b'mamaro. Blessed you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who remembers the covenant, is trustworthy in his covenant, and fulfills his word. Because he made an agreement he wasn't going to destroy the world again with a rainbow as a sign to Noach. When we see the sun at the end of its equinox, this is a blessing we make every 28 years, the vernal equinox. It happens in Aries, Nisan. It occurs at the beginning of Tuesday night. We say it on Wednesday morning when the sun is shining and visible. We say Psalm 48, and then Baruch Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, Osem Aseh Bereshis. Then we say the prayer, which was, as said before, the works of creation. Then we say Kel Adon, which is like the power, our master, until V'chayas HaKodesh. Then we say Psalm 19, then Aleinu, and then Kaddish, special order prayers. When we see where God at the place performed a miracle, saving our life in the past, in a supernatural way, we say Baruch Atah. When you see the place where God did the miracle, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, she'asa li nes b'makom hazeh. Blessed you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who performed a miracle for me at this place. When it's for your father, because you wouldn't be here without your father, or just because you love your father. She'asa nes la'avi b'makom zeh. If many sons, la'avinu. If the sons are saying it together, for a grandfather, we say la'avaseinu, rather than la'avi. And when it's many places that have the miracles, where it was some crazy event, or crazy string of events, we mention the other places, and then say shasali nes b'makom uvemakom poloni, like a place and another place by name, and seeing any king b'makom hazeh uvemakom aploni, like we say it by that place and the other places. Seeing any king of any nation, any of the nations of the world. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, mikvodo hadam. Blessed you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has given his glory to human beings. Even if we didn't see the king in person, but witnessed the spectacular pageantry, and certain that the king was there, the presence, it's a mitzvah to make an effort to actually behold the glory of the king. A mitzvah means it's a positive commandment. or it's like according to God's will. But if we see him once, we don't stop our Torah study to see him again unless he appears later with a greater military parade or more majestic display. When we see beautiful trees or good-looking creatures, even a heathen, like someone who's really beautiful, like, but you don't gaze at them, you just glance at them and notice, or even an animal that's really amazing. We say Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam shekach be'olamo, who has such as this in his world, who such a thing like this. Seeing an outstanding Torah scholar in Israel, Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam shechelek mechachmaso lereyav. Blessed you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has apportioned of his knowledge to those who fear him. When we see an outstanding Torah scholar, when we see an outstanding Gentile scholar renowned for secular knowledge, excluding Gentile theologians, people who basically are experts on many gods and things that go against the monotheism, we say, but when they're an expert in science, or a Gentile who's an expert but not in things that are against the Torah specifically, we say Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam shenasan mechachmaso levaser v'adam, who gave wisdom to human beings. When we see the graves of Jews, we say Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher yitzar eschem gadin. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has formed you in judgment. Oh, badin, not gadin, badin, with a B or a base. And when we see the graves of pagans, we say your mother will be deeply, from Jeremiah 50 verse 12, your mother will be deeply shamed that she gave birth to you. You'll be disgraced. Behold, the ultimate end of the nations will be a desert, dry land, and a wilderness. This is because pagans specifically believe in many, many gods and don't want to believe in one God. And there's other reasons involved. So if we see phenomenal sights, to say the bracha, we have to wait 30 days, not counting the day we saw it first again. So let's say we saw someone made the blessing, now you have to wait another 30 days till you do it again, unless you're seeing a different ones of the same, like other graves or a different king. Then you could say it again. When we see an Indian who has deep red skin color, an African, an albino with very pale skin, an abnormally tall or slender, malformed or dwarf, or a hydrocona, which I'm not so sure what that is, but it's a special word for a certain kind of person in this category, or someone that's covered in scales that are, like, it says like wart-like, but it really means like scales, a cripple, an amputee, an elephant, an ape, someone with an entire hair that's clinging together. You might think of like one big dreadlock kind of. A blind person, someone with open sores, someone covered with freckles, speckled, white or brown. If they're birth defects or anything like that, unless this distresses you, if you feel disgusted or distressed, you don't say the blessing. But if you're like, wow, that's so cool, that's so interesting, and look, the fact that it says Indian or African or dwarf, this is because it wasn't common. People usually in those days, they didn't have the internet. You couldn't find out about all these things. You had to meet someone. There used to be traveling circuses, right? And they would have an African. They would have an Indian. They'd have like people who were interesting that you would never meet in your normal life, where you lived. So it's not saying there's anything wrong with them. You're actually blessing God. But if they distress you, you would say Baruch Dayan Emes, blesses God who's the true judge. Because you would say, you feel bad for them. When someone dies, we say Baruch Dayan Emes. So it's saying basically their life is so hard, they're like closer to a dead person than a live person. However, but if any of these kind of people that you see, you say Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam Mishana Brios, who makes so many different creatures. You can see it's a non-judgmental, but still like realistic. Like, it's very cool. I love that. I love that last like piece. So this is anyway kitzur shulchan aruch chapter 60. This is like the shortened version of the set table, which has all the laws. And I'm going to stop here with that, and then I'll continue a few things in the next video, and I'll see you in next week, next month, next year, which is really next Monday.